Oh, yay! A new version of Claude Opus has come out, and I'm not expecting much. I'm not a hype train guy about Claude. I'm just not. I've been moving away from Claude and moving away from it and moving away from it and moving away from it and moving away from it. But I'm really excited. This is the first time since I started making benchmark videos with my benchmark, and I put it through my benchmark. I'm going to share that with you in a minute. Um, yeah. This is the first time I've tested an Opus model on video before. So let's see. First of all, what they're saying about it. They're obviously saying it's extremely smarter than Opus 4.8, 43% versus 21% on agentic terminal coding, and they say they're beating Fable 5 there too. In fact, almost all of these metrics, you're going to see that they beat Fable 5. It just came out. I haven't tested it. Is it as good or better? I don't really know. I will say there's a couple of YouTube videos I've already seen, and they're saying it's not as good in regular agentic coding use. I have no freaking idea. I'm guessing it's not. I'm guessing we should all be using Kimi K3 instead. But let's see what the benchmarks say. So computer use higher than Fable, higher than GPT Soul, multidisciplinary reasoning higher than both of them, all that type of stuff. Let's see. Let's go to the benches here. Arc. Look at that. Novel problem solving by cause. Real world knowledge tasks by effort level. There's Opus 5. OS World 2.0. So, they're making big claims in here. This is an weird one. Misaligned behavior, and Opus 5 is at the bottom. That's interesting. So I think it's important to go through this right now. And it's actually, I wanted to make this video ASAP. It's just finishing up a generation here. But I want to show you what Opus 8 did, and I want to show you the current rankings. So disregard this because an ungraded thing is always at the top of my graders for right now. I guess I gotta fix that. It says XI, but that's actually max. But Fable 5 is number 1, but you have to go all the way down to number 12, which is actually number 11, to see Claude Opus 4.8. Behind Grok, behind Muse Spark, behind GLM 5.2, behind Luna, the second-rate model, for GPT, behind the Quen models, behind Gemini 3.6 Flash, behind Soul, behind Kimi, so this model is like not up there. It's like the 10th best model. So Opus 5, is Opus back? Like, can we put Opus back in this top 3 conversation? That is the big question here. And I think it's going to be good just to really quickly look. Let's go through my benchmark like we always do and show you what is inside this benchmark. So we have the Halo Arena. And so the Halo Arena is where they make a Halo clone slice of the game Halo. Tactical Grid is like an XCOM-like turn-based tactics slice. All 3JS. Printable object, as you can see, it failed the first generation, so I'm running it in the background because it spent all of its tokens thinking. And I actually I'm on the 3rd run now. It keeps reasoning the whole time and not actually outputting anything, so I'm like upping the timeouts and just trying to get it through on the harness so that I get the results. I have not had I have not had this problem this much with any model. Except for this one. I did have a little bit of that with GPT Soul, but not nearly to this level. Like, Opus 5 just wants to think and 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 think. In fact, as a test, I gave it the same thing in the Claude Code harness, and before it started doing actually, I'm doing it right now in parallel. Let me just show you. I'm doing it in parallel right now. I'm giving it that prompt. This is not going to be the final result because it's not using the same harness, so it would definitely be skewed, but it's already been thinking for 11 minutes without producing any output whatsoever on this test. Hardest test on the bench. They have to produce a Doctor Who phone stand that's actually 3D printable, and looks good and feels good and everything like that. This is a sales page just testing front end UI. This is the reasoning trap, twisted problem, tool endurance, skepticism audit. These are the like floor-like coding samples. So reasoning. So this is reasoning. You know, that's a problem they have to solve. This is a very weird, crazy problem that a human couldn't solve. Can they solve it? It's very math related, like the most nightmare version of the SAT you can imagine. Like this is a problem on there. Tool endurance, how much, you know, read, write. Do they die? Do they stay alive? Do they do well? What? And then skepticism audit, we give them a repo. We give them 10 things to fix, but 5 of them are actually not needing to be fixed. So it's all about hallucination. Opus did great on the coding stuff. Okay, most frontier models nail this. A couple of open models that are at the higher end, like GLM 5.2 and Grok, missed just 1 on the skepticism audit, but Opus didn't miss any. So let's go back and look. Okay, first of all, let's look at Fable and Opus really quick, just to set our baseline, and then we'll take a look at how Opus 5 compares, because I really think it's important context to see that. So here are Claude's other models and how they've done in my benchmark so far, just to sort of give you a baseline from where we're coming from here. So Sonnet just bombed it, right? Claude Sonnet got a 58 on my bench, and you know, Fable got a 99, and Opus 4.8 got an 89. So okay, what actually happened here? So if you go and look, I mean, I guess we'll look at Sonnet. Sonnet's was horrendous. Oh, that's right, you couldn't even move in Sonnet's. It just spawned immediately, and you couldn't even move in the Halo clone on this. That's right. And then this is Opus 4.8. Not horrible, but not great either. And like, you know, like it kind of works, but not amazing. You know, this is one of its better generations. It's ugly, but it works, as you can see. And then we have Claude Fable, which was the second best of these. Kimi K3 did the best Halo clone, but Claude Fable is like, you can already see, like stylistically, it has sound effects, like really good, really good model there. So that's Halo Arena. Tactical Grid is here. You know, you can sort of see how these things look. And once again, like Sonnet, terrible. Actually, everything's in reverse here. Like where I'm moving my mouse is not where the actual board is going. Whereas Opus, you know, it was fine, but it had some like fatal flaws in it. And then Fables was very good and had a little bit of character. In general, you're going to see Fable add a lot of these character things. So this is just sort of a lay of the land, just so that you see what we're doing when we go to the bench. So let's go over to the results for Halo 5. Halo 5? What am I talking about? Opus 5! And I gotta be honest with you, I have never seen this before. 16 minutes of thinking in the Claude Code harness without producing any output yet. This model thinks, and I think it's going to be really slow. Oof. All right, so let's go into Halo Arena. All right, what you got? Opus 5 with Halo Arena. Halo Oh, the background is spinning here, so I haven't seen that. Let's hope it stops spinning when I hit start. Okay. Oh, I'm facing a wall. Very nice. Oh, I can like shoot over these walls. I don't know if that's good or not. I can't shoot over this wall, so I guess it's fine. This isn't bad. Yeah, this isn't a bad generation here. Did it reload? And there was even a reload animation. This is definitely better than Opus 4.8. I'll tell you that. Okay, R reloads. I believe. Let me shoot. R. Yep, R reloads. That reload animation is very strange. Look at that. Let's see if I got another gun. I do. I have a Magnum. It looks like crap. Yeah, so like definitely the 3D model stuff in here is poor. Way worse than Fable. The style and all of that, way worse than Fable. Like, it does have sound though. I'll give it that. Yeah, okay, so the mouse wheel will not switch weapons, so I have to press 1 or 2 to do that. Okay, and is there a grenade? Because there's supposed to be a grenade. Sometimes it's this, sometimes it's G. G is a grenade. Did it work? Yeah. Shield, my shield is down. Did that hurt him though? How do I died? Oh, come on, I wanted to test the grenade. Where are the enemies? So this is a really good generation. Oh, I think that hurt him. Do they have shields on them? I guess they do. I guess Because I've had some generations before where, but can I not get through the shields? Huh, interesting. Really good generation here, honestly. It lacks style, but what it lacks in style, it has in functionality. I'd like to see a few more enemies. The models suck. The style and the aesthetics suck, and Kimmy K3 blew it out of the water. Absolutely blew it out of the water. That being said, it's, you know, it's a pretty good generation. It's a pretty good generation. So let's see. So I've gone with a 92 on this. I think that that's quite right, considering that Kimmy got a 100 on this, I think, or a 99, and that works. Okay, let's take a look at XCOM. Also, status report: 20 minutes 30 seconds in, no output. Okay, so here we are. Can we move? We can with right click. That's great. I like that. I also, this is a little style with like these weird wood things. That's kind of weird. I do. Oh, this is. Oh, interesting. I don't think I've had another model allow, like, have it so that the mouse drag moved the path that you could potentially move. I also like the sort of control panel up here. That's really well done. So let's take it down to here and let's actually play. So I'm guessing this is a sprint. Yes, dash, 6 tiles, 2 AP, 1 AP here. Yeah. This is a good generation. Okay. It is, again, it feels a little weird the way that it is. Like, I know it's normal, but like if I move the mouse right, it goes left. That's just not how I would build it if I was building it, but I also know that some people prefer that, so it's fine. So let's just do one, and let's see. So does it show my chance to hit? Yeah, 55% chance to hit, critical 10%. This is a really good generation. Fire, and I missed. Enemy turn, so I should be in half cover here. He missed, so that makes sense. Okay, I'd like to see what percentage they have on me, but okay, so we're gonna come over 2 tiles, full cover. What if I go over here? What am I to hit? I'm 70% to hit him here, so let's nail him. Okay, 2 away. The health bars are really good, actually. They're really, really good. This is actually a great generation. Let's see if the sprint works. Yes, the sprint works very well. Excellent. Yep, I lost my turn after that because I used 2 action points. Okay, now I'll try to shoot him. And does that stop it? Yep. So if I shoot, I mean, this is about as good as you're going to get. It's not quite as good as Kimmy's, but really good at the same time. Here, and there's just like a little animation of moving, you see? Almost like it's a player on a chessboard. I really like this. This is good. This is great. Honestly, this is a great generation. I mean, so far, yeah, I mean, this alone is blowing Opus 8 out of the water. I'm just going to continue giving you updates and let you know if it ever starts. Almost done thinking with max effort. 23 minutes of thinking. 64,000 tokens I have been charged on. Okay, so ooh, man, tactical grid. This was really good. I would say it's just slightly ugly, and so I'll give it that. But it's a 98. Like that, this was one of the best generations. In fact, actually, I'm gonna give it a 99. I know. It's just how I feel. Just going off how I feel. We still don't have the printed object. I will show you this by the end of the video. We will see. We will get an output on this by the end of the video, even if I have to show you the Claude Code Harness version, which I hope I don't have to do. We will see. Now let's look at the sales page. So this is front-end UI. Your ops queue handled. This is good. Good, really nice SVG animation here. Although I don't know what this is, and it seems incorrect. This is actually a really big problem that a lot of models have had for years, where when you're trying to make animated concentric circles, the circles animate in instead of being in place. It's like they messed up the anchor point of the center of the circle, and Opus really know better. Like, I actually think these circles floating and stuff like that, I think that they are mistakes. I think it's supposed to be emanating from here because there's this ball that's floating that makes absolutely no sense. So it's like animated and moving because that was part of the assignment, was to build SVGs and make one of them animate, but you know, there's just not a whole lot that feels relevant here, right? But this is obviously beautiful otherwise. One of the things that I don't like a lot is when these web pages just have static fixed backgrounds and there's no oscillation between different, right? So I do like that it's that you get this like off gray, like this greenish gray, off gray, greenish gray, back to an off gray, and then back to this, and it really brings this forward. So that's really like an intelligent way to structure the page. It sort of helps guide your eyes. So obstacle isn't one big problem. It's 1,000 small things. I like this slider up here. I mean, this is about as good a generation as you're going to get from an AI model. Although I don't like the animation, the SVG animation issues that are here. They seem phoned in, basically, and they're not thoughtful generations. Stand us up in autopilot. Oh, and this is good. And we have this inside. There's just a lot of style here, which is nice. Good to see, because I think in general this model has lacked style based on what I was seeing compared to Fable. Connect in the morning, quiet by the afternoon. Yeah, so this is a much better SVG with animation. Much better, makes more sense. It fits in the overall narrative of everything. And all of these things like show better reasoning, right? Because it's not just aesthetics. They're just showing that the model is able to think about the task, the target audience, what would connect most with them, and what in its knowledge that it's been trained on is going to help them come up with the best output based on those. I can see a lot of this going on here. This is quite good, and this is really good too. Oh, this is awesome. This is fantastic. Really good. This is probably like the most stylish, but also like you see how these move. That's great. This is the best calculator. I'm gonna go ahead and give this one. I can't give it 100 because of the weird SVG animations, but this is damn good. This is really, really good. So we're gonna go with an overall score of 97 here. Remember, this is the first time that I am seeing these things too. Okay, first time I am seeing these things. Okay, then we have reasoning trap. I got that one right. Final answer was 5. All good. Twisted problem. We're looking for 77.45 here. That's what we got. 3 turnarounds and a truncated fourth leg. Great. It's one of these like trains, flights, things. Tool endurance, obviously Opus has got to be amazing with tool endurance. I would not expect anything less than 100. And skepticism audit, it's just good to see. Again, like a lot of models fail number 9. This model did not fail number 9 and make a fictional function where other models did. And this is an interactive spreadsheet. I think I might have forgotten to mention that before, but this is an interactive spreadsheet with dependencies. I'm expecting a lot here. So let's see what happens, because this is not a tough one, but it does have a lot of moving parts. So let's see. Ooh, look at the style on the... Oh, see, even now I don't like it. I was like, oh, I love that the arrows are curvy, but look, I can't really see them very well. Yeah, that's an oversight. Ooh, yeah, that's kind of ugly. Yeah, but like it works very well for like this one. It's more stylish. It's definitely like a very strong aesthetic choice. So I got to give it credit for that. But ultimately, I don't think it's the right tool for this job. But 200, let's just make sure all the dependencies work. So that's dependent on that. It's dependent on that. Yeah, everything seems to be working okay. So those things are all relying on sales. That moves those things, right? And so does that. That changes things. Then we have our dependency graph over there. And we have our live chart over here. And even like a little try it thing here, which is kind of interesting with self-test. So this is interesting. And then I don't think I've had another model really do this where it's created this sort of information panel of the cells that I'm on. So that's kind of interesting. F9, C10, B4, C2, raw empty, value blank, raw equal. So it's showing me that. So it's not just doing this, which most models do, because they're just like, oh, that's how Excel does it, But Opus thought outside the box. So really strong score here. The arrows are a bit of a problem here. I think correctness-wise, 69, and quality is where they're going to lose. Probably down to about, I would say, 26 is probably pretty good there. Okay, excellent. Now, is that SVG done, or is that STL done? Well, the harness is still thinking, 30 minutes in, so I'll see you when it's done. So just straight up from the cutting room floor, I'm trying to decide right now if I should fail the model on this or what? Um, because with the existing harness that we have, that every other Frontier model and every other open model, including Fable 5, including GPT Soul, which is the slowest model I've ever seen in my life, got through in this harness. And I can't get through. I can't get through I can't get this through in the harness. It just thinks and thinks and thinks and never stops thinking. And this is just the Claude Code one. I'm 35 minutes in with no output in the Claude Code harness, and in my harness here inside my, we've done 3 tries now, and it's used up all of its tokens on reasoning every single time, and I've kept bumping up the token limits every single time just so that I can get it through. And I thought about dropping it from max thinking to high. But that wouldn't be fair. I mean, I measured everybody else at the highest thinking level. I mean, that's what we want to see, is the highest thinking level. So, okay, so I'm not going to fail it yet. We're going to try it at a crazy high token level, and then we're going to see if it can finally get through results for this freaking test. And for the record, just so you know what you're paying for here, I got 128,000 tokens of thinking over 36 minutes. And this is all, like, you're charged for thinking tokens. So, you know, I mean, I don't even know what's going on right now. Okay, so maybe this is the headline right here. It thought for an hour in the Claude Code harness, you can see, and then did this. We did finally get an output, though, on the printable object through the harness after I bumped everything up like freaking crazy. So we'll see how this actually did. All right. So I'll download the STL. So listen to this. 29,788 reasoning tokens. 115,523 completion tokens. 25.7 minutes. So finally, with giving it 131,000 token budget, it didn't need a retry there and did it in 25 minutes. But man, I am not like, I mean, in general, I've been happy with the results until this. So let's look at the model. Okay, TARDIS phone case. Oh, this is really good. See, this is honestly one of the best generations I've seen. Maybe the best. What did Fables look like? I gotta check that out, because this is, I mean, listen, I'm a huge Doctor Who fan. They got Police Box right. They put it on every side. They got the windows right. They put it on every side. They got the thing on top right. It'll hold any phone. Really smart here. In fact, I had a model. I don't remember which model it was. Might have been, I can't remember who it was, but they made it really angled. It was similar design, but it was like really angled, so you couldn't fit a phone in it. This, like, very thoughtfully makes a little holder for a phone. This is actually the best STL generation that I have seen from a model on this benchmark. Now, I gave Claude Fable a 100 on this as well, as you can see. Let's remind ourselves what that was like. Okay, here's what Fable did. Really good. I gave it 100 because, but Opus's is better. So I have to give Opus at least a 100. But yeah, this Fable generation is definitely worse than the Opus generation. I just think is clearly better. Side by side here, like this is Opus 5, this is Fable 5, and Opus 5 clearly better here. So I don't know. I don't revise scores, but this is a better one. They're both gonna get 100. Okay, so where does Claude Opus 5 sit? Pretty well, honestly, in my ranks. Opus 5 is, Opus is back. Number 2, right behind Claude Fable, with a 98 overall. Beating out Kimi K3 by 1 point. GPT Soul by 1 point. And then Gemini 3.6 Flash by 3. Quen 3.8 Max by 4, and down we go. We have Quen 3.7, Luna, GLM, etc. I was, here. So what's the moral of the story? The moral of the story is this is a top-notch frontier model that has an asterisk. I mean, when we first started, we saw the Halo generation, and it was really not amazing. It was good. It was correct, but stylistically, it was far behind everything else. And so I wasn't thinking that it was going to be great, but then it just crushed every single solid. Like the tactical grid was a 99, one of the best I've seen. Printable object, the best on the bench, including Fable and Kimmy. Sales page, 97, just some weird SVG stuff. Otherwise, extremely strong, very thoughtful sales page. And they lost some things on Grid Forge because of some weird aesthetic choices. In general, this is a great model. It thinks way too much. It's going to burn massive amounts of reasoning tokens. I have a feeling it's going to be extremely slow, and using it on max thinking is going to be almost unusable. Those are my biggest takeaways. But the headline, I think, here is that Opus is back at the top of my benchmark. And that matters. It really does matter. All right, get subscribed if you want to see everybody go through this bench as the new models come out. And I'll see you in the next one.